my encounter with an unknown figure. This is a real story of my experience with something unknown that left me shaking for days. I'll try to make it short, but also not leaving out any details. I'm 20, and from a small village in north of Iran, up in a mountain area, surrounded with large forest. The story is from 2 years ago. It was a partly cloudy day, and I was going to go for a walk in the forest like every day. The main path of the forest crosses behind our house, so it wasn't a long walk, but it was just deep in the forest. A little dirt road with trees around you as far as the eye can see. It was kinda late compared to usual, around 5, maybe 6 o'clock. It was getting dark, but because I was familiar with the path, I wasn't too worried, and thinking I'd be back soon made me just go for it. I was about 20 minutes into the walk, and it was just getting darker every minute. I get to a part of the path that is straight road, like 1,000 feet, where you can somewhat see the end of it. As I slowly walk along the road, I see a dark figure at the end. Initially just a black thing, standing in the middle of the road. I wasn't sure what I'm looking at, especially given the fading light and distance. My first thought was it's probably a cow. It's a village. So many people have farms around here, and sometimes they let their cows loose in the woods for days, but usually in large groups. But I thought then why this one is alone, and most importantly why it's not moving. I don't know. Maybe part of me thought it was a prank or some guy from the village. I don't know really what I was thinking in that moment. I just remember staring at the thing without a blink as I was walking towards it. The thing that creeped me out the most was why the hell this thing doesn't move an inch. As I got a little closer, I started to see a shape. It was a tall figure, long and skinny legs. At one point I think I saw a third leg, or maybe a stick in its hands. I can't say exactly. I kept walking towards it, still not really knowing what it was. I stopped at maybe 60 feet from the figure. I didn't have the courage to say anything. I remember just thinking, fuck it. I turned around and walked away. As I was walking back, I constantly looked back at my shoulder, paranoid of seeing that thing move. But every time it was just standing there. After a few turns, I'd calmed down a little, but by now it was completely dark. I didn't want to run off like a crazy man, so decided to just keep walking like normal and try not to think about what just happened. I checked behind one last time, something I wish I never did. It still makes my hands shake from fear to this day. I saw the same blurry black figure, standing still, in the middle of the road, looking at me in like 50 feet. This time I didn't stand there to see if it moved or not, I just ran for my life. I didn't look back once, I just ran home. When I got back, my hands and feet were shaking. Something that I'd never experienced, and I hope never to again. I told my family what had just happened. They told me I must have been hallucinating, but I could tell from their eyes they were shocked and just as scared as me. I never experienced such thing again and haven't mentioned it until today, but this experience will forever be in my mind and haunts me forever. I just wish I'd thought to take a photo.